Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call to order the regular meeting of the Board of Selectmen for Tuesday, November 18th, 2025. Time now is 7 p.m. Can we begin with the Pledge of Allegiance, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Oh. All right, so do we have any public comments? We have some public. Nobody? Weatherman? Outstanding. Any correspondence?
No.
Okay. I would accept a motion to approve the Board of Selectmen regular meeting minutes from November 4th, 2025.
So second.
And we all attended. Any discussion about the minutes? Sure. Seeing none, other than that, I'll try to remind all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimous. First Selectmen report. We're not going to do a ton of report, but we do have one of our illustrious voter registrars here. Tim, I just want to say thank you for all the work you guys did last week. I know there were some challenges. We've heard with the voting machines that it's been kind of a catch-22. They wouldn't let you use self-tip markers anymore. But at the same time, you had to really dig in those deep circles to make them work. I also know that there were a number of now audits on voting machines across the state. Bethel's not one of them, which I guess is good or bad. I don't know.
Oh, because we
Could
have
be a recount.
Because we have
Yeah.
a recount.
Yeah.
Or we weren't in the drawing.
Right. Anything you want to add with respect to like how that went for you guys?
Just that the municipal elections are actually more difficult than even a presidential election. On a presidential election, we have president, Senate, U.S. Senate, congressman, state Senate, state representative, and you register our voters, and that's about it. Yeah. This ballot, we had 35 offices and 8 questions. It was pretty complicated, and pretty complicated for the voters too. So they were spending a lot of time in the privacy booths marking everything.
Right.
And those problems with the tabulators were statewide. So I'm interested in seeing what happens with the audits, because the audits are visually inspecting all the ballots, and they're comparing what they kind of hand count to what actually happened with the night of the election. So never know.
You never know. Well, we appreciate all the work you do. It was a really, really long run. You guys working to pull that thing off.
I just asked, how many early voters did we get?
Early voters,
Yeah.
about 1,600.
1,600.
Yeah, so we had maybe 4,400 for the presidential. So it was, they really don't need 14 days of early voting for a municipal election. We'll see if they fix that. But certainly, if they just let us use the tabulators during early voting, then voters don't have to put their ballot in an envelope. They don't have to have their name and address on the outside of the envelope. They don't have to sign anything, probably. But and then we won't need as many absentee ballot counters, because they're the ones who open up all the envelopes for early voting. So,
And what was our total vote?
5826, 5826.
Thank you.
So that went above the 42% turnout.
That was 42.3% turnout. So that's very high for municipal. Recent years has been 35, 36%. But
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. Old business. I would like to add to the agenda the consideration of the transfer station fee change that we had a public hearing on about 25 minutes ago. So with that, I'd like to add it under old business. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Old business. Okay, so we did have the public hearing, and we just had neglected to put it on the agenda, that we were going to consider the current fee for the couches is $25 to $35 per item. The proposed fee is $25 to $50 per item. That would be $25 for a love seat and $50 for a large sleeper sofa. And we had discussed this in a previous meeting, talking about, it's a lot harder to get rid of a big sofa and it's expensive. So that's what is on the docket to consider. We had the public hearing. We had one person give information, was supportive of the change, and also had the idea, like maybe reinstituting the $10 fee in the future for the actual permits. Because people who are recycling or really not participating might actually bring more money in for the transfer station by going back to a $10 fee. Consider that individuals here. Would you like to add anything else since we're?
No.
Yeah.
No, it's just, instead of next time, you need to maybe get a little more revenue instead of increasing the per pound fee. You just reinstitute the $10 fee. And right now, I think the quarter fee is pretty easy for making change for the guys. And if you ended up making it 35 cents, all of a sudden it's a lot of change making.
Okay. Any other thoughts or discussion? I know we talked about this once before. So I move that we change the fee for couches, which is currently $25 to $35 per item, to $25 to $50 per item, and note that $25 for a love seat and it's $50 for a large sleeper sofa. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Now we're getting towards new business. I'm going to make another motion to add something to the agenda. I move that we add discussion of 159 Greenwood Avenue to the agenda with an executive session anticipated under FOI. All in favor of adding, say aye.
Aye.
So let me add to the agenda as the last item. Okay. New business. Consideration adoption of a flag policy for the municipal center. There has been a number of requests for different kinds of flags to be put up. We haven't had any formal adoption, but the most important thing is we protect the ability for people to do a flag. We've talked about this, like the Irish folks can do the Irish flag. We do the LGBTQ flag every year. We've done, was really, I guess, Columbus, those who've done the Italian flag, but they've kind of stopped doing that. What I'm proposing is we basically let the first selectman decide, like we've been doing, but we mandate that we put it up for at least a day. We can include, if we want, make sure we're always flying the POW MIA flag, regardless of what we do. So we will always put that under the American flag. That was another big issue with some folks. And then we could include the LGBTQ flag and say we're going to do it one day every, June, or we can just leave it up to the board of selectmen, first selectman. I mean, I don't think we have to go to the board for everything unless the first selectman wants to, because there's an issue.
I would think the first selectman can make the decision rather than going to the board on it.
We'll fly flags for a day. Always have the POW MIA flag flying. In case if we're flying something on the third flagpole, we'll make sure the POW MIA flag is under the American flag. That was one of the big issues, is that people were not flying that correctly, or we were moving it off, and that's been a big concern with some of the veterans. I will also say this: a POW MIA flag is mandatory in federal buildings. We haven't really said it's mandatory in town or anything like that, but it's something we want to make sure it's always flying. Okay, so with that, I move that we allow the first selectman to determine which flags fly. The timing is for one day for the event, and we will always fly the POW MIA flag underneath the American flag. So, okay. With that, I'll try your minds. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next up, consideration and approval for repairs at the animal shelter. As you guys know, that's probably the second on the priority list right now, behind the highway garage to get repaired. I should say rebuilt. We're going to rebuild the animal shelter. It's been assigned to the Public Site and Building Commission. However, the roof has a major issue right now, and we're trying to figure out how we make that roof limp along and stay in decent shape. We have two invoices here, or I should say estimates. One is more of actually a permanent repair. I think we figured out with a metal roof. And the other one uses, I'm understanding, different, I said materials to make it, last a while, but it's certainly, it'll last 15 years, but it's not a permanent fix as the other one may be. The one is from DeMarco Construction for $22,500. And the other one is for $10,100 for an unlimited gutters in Dodging Town, or on Dodge Never in Bethel, both Bethel folks. I'm more inclined to go with the lower price. I think what they have here makes a lot of sense. I know that you may have to recuse yourself from the vote.
Yeah, we're looking at it as a possible temporary fix because we know we have to do something with the dog pound in the future. We put a lot of money in the existing building. I don't think it's worth it. So I would be in favor of the lower price fix on the dog pound.
It's worth mentioning that we are still looking for a suitable location. The current dog pound is in a floodplain. It's probably not a great idea to put it there. We talked about taking the building down and doing it sideways on the property where the well sits now. But I think in the big scheme of things, it doesn't make any sense. We've been looking over at Francis J. Clark at one of the properties as a possibility. And there's been some talk about doing it at the end of Ballfield Road, but I don't think that's going to fly. Just, that's something coming in the future. We're not quite there yet. But so
are they still currently working on the design?
Yeah, they have a design drawn out that they've done, but they haven't gone out to an RFP for a full building yet. The highway garage has become the real big issue because of we got to get that done. The roof could go in a year with a lot of snow on it. So, okay. So with that, I move that we approve the estimate of $10,100 from Unlimited Gutters on Dodge Town Road in Bethel for repair of the animal shelter.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any abstentions?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to recuse myself.
Guys,
Yeah, that get referred to finance, how's the ADT for?
actually, I thought we had. No, we
Hi,
do.
Dan. It's on the agenda for
Is it for tomorrow?
tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's I'm going to let's just amend that and we'll say it's a referral to Board of Finance for CNR.
Okay.
Okay. And all in favor for that for Board of Finance CNR?
Second.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. It's an ugly way to do it, but we did it. It's easier than going back and doing a motion to reconsider. Thanks, Melanie. Okay, next up. I think we're going to, I move that we table the suggested appointees for an ad hoc downtown advisory committee. Do I have a second? And the reason we're doing this is we don't have the party representation from River yet. So we're still waiting on that. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Will be tabled. Okay, next up. Consideration of extending a 100% disabled veteran benefit for a surviving spouse in accordance with Connecticut General Statute 12-81, Section 83. So what this is I was approached in September from one of our surviving spouses of a veteran who was 100% disabled. And the law changed, or was changed in October 1st, that would allow the town by vote of its legislative body, where it's the town meeting would be the Board of Selectmen, to still allow that surviving spouse to have that benefit. The veteran had to have died prior to 1 October 2024, and this would take effect on the 1/2025 grand list. Now, the way I understand it, we can choose the date of when that takes effect, but given the circumstances, what I would be suggesting is we make it effective 1 October 2025, because her husband had passed back in 2018. What it would entail, the veteran's exemption is given on just the dwelling itself, not the land. So in this case, the woman who is looking for the exemption has a house assessment of $150,990. When you look at the mill rate, that's $4,591.61 in tax. Down the line, the other option is that we would do this through an ordinance. We do have the 100% disabled exemption, our current ordinance, but it's very old. It's like 2008. It's not even current with what they've done recently. So I'm bringing forward the idea of doing it for this veteran's spouse. And right now, we don't have anybody else right now in line. We do have a couple of 100% disabled veterans in town. But this is, right now, it's a case-by-case basis is what I'm looking to do. Any questions, or what do you guys think about where we're going with that?
I think,
Yeah.
it's a veteran and some way we can help them out.
Yeah.
I'm all for it.
I mean, I don't understand what we mean by case by case. I mean, if they're 100% disabled or.
So
we
right
would
now-
have to apply to everyone, right?
So right now, what we would do, I mean, right now, I think we would have to change our ordinance, which we're updating ordinances. When we get the new ordinances back, we can change it in the ordinance and do it for everybody.
Okay.
I mean, right now, if we would try to do this for an ordinance, this woman would miss this year, obviously.
As long as-
So right now, it's a case by case. We have one person asking this year. Now, it will be, when we make the motion, it'll be contingent on her doing the application process or redoing it with the tax assessor.
Mhm.
Okay.
Meeting the eligibility.
The eligibility, yeah, she has to go through, do all the eligibility requirements. She has a paperwork and some forms and stuff to fill out. But as long as she gets it in by January, she's able to take advantage of it for this year.
Would you just include her name and
Of course.
property address in the motion?
Yeah, I will. Make sure I got this all right here. Oh, I know what the address is. Just remember it. Okay, so I move that, let me make sure I get this right because it's, we're doing this with the new bill. Okay. I move that, in accordance with House Bill 7287, which changes which extends the 100% veterans exemption to a deceased or to a surviving spouse, that we extend that exemption to Betty Williams of 9 Payne Road in Bethel, Connecticut, contingent on her doing all of the eligibility paperwork with the tax assessor. And as I said, that'll be effective for the October 1st, 2025. We have a second.
Second.
Okay.
Billy, does that seem a proper motion?
On her dwelling only.
On the dwelling only? Okay. On the dwelling only, we'll add that in. Okay. All right. With that, I'll turn lines. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. All right. The next item is a consideration of reappointment to the Board of Fire Commission. I move that we table that until the next meeting.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Now we have added, discussion of 159 Greenwood Avenue with an executive session. Basically, this is talking about a potential real estate, transaction. So we're having an executive session under FOI. With that, I'd like to invite in Mary, Town Attorney, Melanie Bryan, Penny Kessler, our future Board of Selectmen, member. And if you wouldn't mind, if we all just step out for a moment, this will be very, very quick, and then come back in. So I move that we go into executive session. All in favor? Aye. Okay, so we go to executive session at 7:19. Okay. We're recording again?
Yes.
Okay, so we returned from executive session. It's now 7:27 PM. That was the last official item. But before we totally adjourn, it's important to recognize that this is Selectman Richard Straighten's last Board of Selectmen meeting, unless there's a special. something
Unless there's
comes
a
up.
special between now and the next 2 weeks. Or a referendum.
Yeah, it's-
And Tim got mad at me when I was acting for selectman because we had, I think, 4 referendums in that.
Every month.
So, yeah, I would just like to say it's been a pleasure working with the town. both the previous administration and this administration, I feel that I contributed to the town over the years, and I've been very pleased and honored to serve the town of Bethel for the 16 years as selectman. Thank you
16
all.
years, wow. Listen, it has been an honor the last 3 years to be working with you. I've learned a lot. I've been great. It's been great to have you on board, and I think there's an understanding. We're gonna suck you right back into PUC again, and you're not leaving totally.
Well, I appreciate
But,
that. I enjoyed
yeah.
PUC very much. So.
I love this. He has his keys.
Yes.
Is this
One for the firehouse and one for the back
okay?
door.
I don't think I've ever seen this official ceremony, handing over the keys.
No, one of
Right?
the former selectmen was
Yeah.
the police officers after me that turned the key.
Oh, there you go.
So
Okay.
I figured I'd turn them in now.
Well, there's probably 2 things to give you. Okay, so first off, you take this.
Okay. Thank you. Put it away tonight.
Yeah, that's what I put away.
Richie, I just want to say that I wish more people were like you in politics. You were always a gentleman to work with. I think we worked very well together, and we put all the noise and chatter aside, and I think we all just did what was best for the town. And if more people conducted themselves like you, it would be a much more civil and better place to be.
Thank you, Brian. Appreciate that. Like I said, it's been a pleasure working with the board also. We discuss things, we might not agree on everything, but in the long run, we do the best we can for the town.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Rich.
Thank you.
So I guess with that, you probably have the final word.
So, a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
It's adjourned. Have a great day. Thank you.